Live. There we are. Okay, guys.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. This is Danny
and Wanda
from Deep South Homestead. We are here today, taking a break. Been busting our tail now for what, 2 days?
3.
3 days.
Better part of 3 days.
Power washing.
Homesteader.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got in a cleaning mood. Decided, okay, Deep South's got too much junk. Helo. Okay, Helo, Brenda. And Carissa and Jeremy. We, I guess before the storm, there was no storm.
That wasn't a storm, yeah.
We didn't get a storm, but it was supposed to come this way. I got in this mood the day before to clean the kitchen, and Danny and I got in here and started going through things, and I pulled all kinds of stuff out of cabinets and only got 2 or 3 cabinets done and a couple of drawers. And then the storm that didn't come passed, and we decided to clean the porch. And so he got the steam cleaner out, and guys,
power washer,
not
a steam cleaner.
Okay, never mind. Same difference. It puts
out. No, it doesn't. The one that puts out hot water, that one don't.
Oh, okay, never mind. Power washer.
Yeah.
And I like the power washer because it really takes some stuff off. Thank you, Country Homestead. I will. I'll check it in a little bit. That thing blows some dirt off.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of pressure, and we got the front porch, the front of the house done.
Yep.
And the whole sidewalk. Now, we just finished this morning, the whole sidewalk all the way out to the sign. And then we're going to start the sidewalk going down to the drive.
To the drive on the other side.
And then possibly the sidewalk in the back.
Then we got the deck.
The carport and the deck.
Carport. Yeah, we got another week's worth of power washing to go.
My arms are tired.
Yeah, when you're pushing over 3,000 pounds of pressure out, it gets tiring after a while.
Well, tell them about the storm that wasn't.
Yeah, we sit here and watch that thing. They had it projected that the eye was going to come right up the creek behind us right here. And we just kept sitting there waiting and waiting and waiting and thinking, man, this is going to be a doozy, because we was on the very worst side of it.
And two, it was just a tropical storm. It wasn't anything.
But it made a Cat 1.
Did it?
Yeah,
okay.
It finally made a Cat 1. And we was like on the very worst side of it. I told Wanda, I said, man, I don't know if we should go get in the storm cellar or not. And we kept sitting here. And I kept looking at the track and the way the thing was doing. I told her, I says, I don't care what they say. I don't believe it's coming here.
They kept saying it's coming right straight through here, but the track was showing it over this way.
Yeah. And I told her, I said, after about, what is it, about 11 o'clock?
No, 9 or 9:30.
No, about 10. We went to bed around 10:30.
Oh, yeah.
About 10:30, I told her, I said, look, I ain't sitting up no more. If I just blow away during the middle of the night, I don't care. We're going to bed. And we went to bed, woke up the next morning. I told her, I said,
it didn't even rain.
I went outside and it wasn't even, nothing was wet. And I told her, I said, well, I guess our prayers and asking God to send it east of us actually worked. And
sorry, Danny and Leslie.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys, that we had those of you that are east of us, but we just didn't need it here. We had sugar cane that would blow down and okra, and we had stuff that means a lot to our food chain, But I know that Florence, they kept saying it was going to turn and go out into the northern Atlantic. It was not going to have to be a problem for the U.S., but I keep watching that thing, guys, and I'll tell you what.
You guys
anyone in North Carolina, up around that area, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, I would be paying attention to it.
And see, Brenda is in Missouri, and that storm tracked up there. They're getting all the rain. We didn't get rain.
We didn't get no rain.
Now, yesterday, we got more rain yesterday than we did the day the storm was supposed to come.
We got 1.5 inches yesterday.
And 1/4 of an inch the day.
The day of the storm, we got 1/4 of an inch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was in about a 5-minute period.
Yeah, it was pretty all day.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty all night, obviously. And guys, we do prepare every time there's a storm, no matter how small or insignificant that's in the Gulf. We do prepare because you never know.
You never know. They're just unpredictable.
We had everything ready in case.
Yeah.
Because a tornado could pop up or anything.
Yeah.
And we would need some kind of stuff, But we're prepared. So whatever happens throughout the rest of the next month or so, month and a half?
2 months.
almost 2 months of hurricane.
Hurricane season left.
But usually this late in the year we don't have them. But everything else is weird this year, so who knows?
Well, the thing about it is they're predicting one to come up in the Gulf around the 15th of September to the 20th, somewhere in that area. They have one predicted to come up in here, and it's supposed to be a doozy. So that's kind of what we're watching, because there's more of them coming off the coast of Africa that's actually right on the heels of Florence.
Stockman said it's coming into the central part of Missouri tonight, 5 to 6 inches of rain. And Brenda said that even her crawdads had left. They had so much water.
Yeah.
They were picking up and heading out. Oh, I forgot to tell you.
Oh, yeah, we'll tell you what we're eating here.
I had salad. We made a trip into town today to haul some junk off. Deep South is actually hauling something off.
Yeah, we're actually in a cleaning mode.
And so we had the whole back of the truck loaded down with junk. Took it to the local, what is it, drop off?
It's a landfill place. We don't have any landfills in our county. They're illegal in our county. But they do have containers that you can put your stuff in, and then they ship them out to another landfill.
Yeah. So we go in, and it's free. We don't have to pay anything. We dump our junk and go out of there. And so we went and did that, and we ran by Piggly Wiggly. This is probably the first time in, what, 2 or 3 months?
Gosh, yeah.
At least 2 months.
2 months, yeah, at least.
Probably at least 2 months since we've been in Piggly Wiggly. And we've only been in Walmart 2 or 3 times, and that was just to pick up, some necessities, a few little things. We've not really went grocery shopping in a while.
We ain't been grocery shopping in a long time.
We just pick up a few little things here and there. And I picked up some salad today. So I've got, well, not really salad. I got broccoli and cauliflower and carrots. And so we don't have fresh carrots right now. We only have jarred carrots. The broccoli, we're just fixed to put some in. Mm-hmm. And we've not been able to grow cauliflower. So I don't know. We might try it.
We can grow cauliflower. Yeah, we can grow it. It's just you got to wait till the heat of the summer is over, because the top will turn yellow on it.
Oh, okay.
You have to fold the leaves over on top of it and tie them to keep it from turning yellow.
Okay, so we can grow. We may try that this year. So I'm having salad, and then I did some hash browns and some sweet potato pie. And what you've got?
Okay, I have Deep South Homestead potatoes made into hash browns. I have a sweet potato pie made from Deep South Homestead sweet potatoes. I have, I can't turn this, it'll fall off my plate if I do. Okay, I have English peas from Deep South Homestead. I have carrots from Deep South Homestead, and I have a piece of hamburger meat from a slaughterhouse that we've done some bartering with to get the meat.
Yeah.
Okay, Jamie Portberry says, what are your thoughts on a high tunnel? The Alderman's got to have one. Ever thought of getting one? No, I don't want a high tunnel here where we live at. It's not worth it to us.
We don't have any flat land.
Well, one thing, we don't have any flat land, but secondly is the storms are so bad here.
We're too far south.
We'd be constantly having to take the plastic off, put it back on, put it back, take it back off, put it back on, because the storms are just too bad here for us to be able to do that.
And even our little mini greenhouse, we took the plastic off and put it up in order to ride out the storm, and then we didn't have a storm. The wind blew just a short little bit of time, but we took the plastic off of it, now putting it back on. And if there's anytime, that's easy. The little mini greenhouse is not a big deal.
Right.
But if you've got a big greenhouse here, the wind, I mean, just like 2 or 3 weeks, 2 weeks ago, the wind blew so hard that it probably would have messed a high tunnel up if it was sitting here on this. So.
Well, it broke a lot of trees off in the woods around here.
So we don't have to have a hurricane or a tornado to have damage. Where we're sitting at, the wind still can get up pretty good. So, and two, we don't want the headache of the government being involved. Aren't they involved in it?
Yeah.
You have to jump through a few hoops, I think, to get it.
Yeah. How many jars of jam and jelly do you put up for a year? What do we put up? Maybe 50 to 75?
Well, we don't eat that much throughout a year.
Right. We still have jelly from several years ago.
But I do sell some off and on, and I give some away when people come. So I do put up anywhere from 50 to 75 jars of jam, sometimes more than that. But I like to use them in other things besides just on bread or something, because we don't eat
Right.
bread. I very seldom have bread around here.
Yeah,
So
very, very seldom.
jelly and jams is something that we have to eat in different ways, like on a cake or something like
Right.
that. So for us, I could do maybe 12 or 15 jars would be enough for us all year long, because no more than we eat. But I do quite a bit, and I've got a freezer full of berries right now too.
Mm-hmm.
But I will do pies and stuff from some of it.
Well, we do save a lot of that stuff for wintertime because we have to heat the house up to do a lot of extra canning. We just soon let the stove heat the house during the wintertime and summertime.
Yeah, in Florida, homesteaders said a bad thunderstorm can do a lot of damage. And that's the way we are. A bad thunderstorm does.
Brenda said the rains have washed out the low water bridge on their road, so
They're
that's
getting a lot of it.
yeah, that's one of the things that you have to contend with.
So we have been cleaning and cleaning and cleaning. My goal is to go from one room to the other, with or without somebody's help.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not been used, decide if it's something that can be used in the future or what, and make a few more trips to the dump.
We've got probably 1 to 2 more trips all that truck will hold to go to the dump. I'm pretty
That's
sure.
That's outside stuff.
That's just outside stuff.
Inside stuff, I'm not really sure. I've been here 5 years, and Danny and I went through the house the first 2 or 3 months, right?
Yeah.
We went through everything the first couple of months, and then periodically I go through sporadic things, but it's not had from one end to the other gone through in 5 years. So I know we've accumulated so much stuff that we really need to see what we have.
Yeah, RB says really don't get too cold in South Mississippi. Not really. About the coldest we get here is about 15, pretty regular. We get around the 15 degrees. We have had some years we go down into the single digits with wind chills and stuff. But that's maybe once every few years we have that. And, you know, we get snow every so often, but it's not real often.
Last year we got twice.
Yeah.
Well, once last year and once this year already. And that's unusual for us.
Deborah says our motto is to stay prepared all the time for everything because you never know, and that's the way we are. We just literally stay prepared. I mean, that's like Deborah said, you never know what will happen, when it will happen, and it's always the unexpected that catches you off guard.
Yeah, and hey Ashley, we've been thinking about you guys. Charmel says she's been studying herbs. What is your opinion on kudzu?
Here, I hate it. We spray it with Roundup.
Here it's an annoyance. It used to cover most of South Mississippi. Somebody let it get out of hand, and it would even cover your house. If you didn't cut it back in 1 year, it would cover a house.
Yeah, it grows several feet a day.
I had a friend that had it, and she had a whole field of it that she couldn't get rid of. And finally, after years and years, she would take a sprayer that would ride around on a four-wheeler and spray the outer perimeter and mow it and spray and mow until they finally killed it, and they would gradually work in. It took her like 6 years to get a field cleared where they could even put cows on it. I mean, that's how crazy it is. I'm sure it has good benefits, but I wouldn't put it on my place because I would not want it to take over. Danny and I don't like really invasive plants.
We don't like anything that's evasive.
Now, if you can get some from somebody and dehydrate it, make tinctures or whatever, I'd say go for it. But put it on your place and you're going to have it for life. It's not going away.
You'll never get rid of it.
That and wisteria. Here, I love wisteria. That's one of the prettiest vines you've ever seen, but I had it where I lived before. And you don't get rid of it. It will take over anything.
It kills all the timber. I mean, everything. It just takes over completely.
Stockman wants to know, do I make my own seasonings and salt?
Your own seasoning salt.
Well, basically, I don't use a lot of seasoning, these things you buy. I use some, but I have what oregano, thyme, rosemary.
We have all the fresh herbs.
Garlic. I'm trying to think what else. I have my lemongrass, anything like that. I can season most anything with fresh stuff. So I don't buy a lot of
we don't buy any seasonings.
Canned seasonings. I have jars of it in my drawers that some people may have seen, but most of that is like cloves, cream of tartar, pickling spices,
stuff we can't raise,
cumin, and things that I can't raise is what is in my drawer, not the normal stuff.
Right.
Trumpet vine spread also, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Danny don't want those here either.
I don't want them here either. We have a small place in the bottom of our field down here next to a wet bottom that there's a few on the fence down there.
And they're pretty.
They're beautiful. The hummingbirds love them.
Mm-hmm.
But I constantly turn the goats in there on them or something. I'm constantly trying to get rid of them things before they go to seed.
Hey, Okie Rob.
Hey, Rob.
He's the one that said that. I get that. Half the time I don't see names, guys.
Yeah.
And we've been a little kind of, I guess, not paying attention to our emails and stuff for several days because since like Monday, the internet's been in and out. And so if I don't answer something right quick or whatever, just know that the internet's in and out, and I catch up with emails when I think about it.
Yeah, because when that storm started coming our way, for some reason, our satellite system just quit working almost all. I mean, it was just crazy. We might have a minute here and a minute there.
That was the day before.
And that was actually before it, yeah.
The day of, it worked almost all day.
Yep.
It was out periodically if the wind blew or something, but the day before it was out almost all day long.
Yeah.
The day of it was working off and on most of the day, and the day after it worked decent.
Yeah.
Yesterday it was out most of the day. Mm-hmm. So it was hard to upload videos. It was hard to check emails and all this. And somebody asked about the Kasori winner, and right now I don't know. Kasori hasn't sent me a list. They usually always send a list. So when I get a list, then we'll do a randomizer, pick somebody. We'll try. If they send it by tomorrow, I'll announce tomorrow night.
Yeah.
But the lantern, the person, Pat, did not get back in touch with me. We mentioned her one day, maybe whatever day.
Whatever day it was. Yeah.
I don't know. I've lost track.
Yeah, you lose track of time.
So we picked a second winner, and let's see, Miss Charlotte won. Charlotte Slayton, and I've already contacted the company, and they said hers is on the way. So Miss Charlotte will be getting the lanterns one day next week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm eating, so you can.
I'm just reading the comments here. Time to Sow says they make their own seasoning now because their family loves Tony's, but it's a little too spicy and a little too salty for them. And that's the way we are.
I don't use any seasonings like
that. Most of these seasonings now have, if you look on the ingredients, they'll say natural flavorings or something like that. And because I have so many issues with chemicals and stuff, we just completely stay away from it. If we want something like Wanda said, we just go out here to the garden.
Add some flavor to something.
Yeah, we just pick our own herbs fresh.
I mean, right now I have some chicken in the crock pot, and I threw in bell peppers and onions and garlic. To us, that's all we need. I don't need all the other seasons. If I wanted something else, I could throw in, you know,
rosemary,
some cayenne or something like that. Or if we wanted it hot, I could throw some jalapenos in. We have that kind of stuff. So, but we're not big on really hot stuff.
Well, we're not big on just buying stuff.
Yeah. So.
Because predominantly everything we eat, with the exception of meat right now, is from our place.
Well, not all, like milk.
We don't use
flour
milk.
And stuff. I buy the almond milk.
You use almond milk, but you don't use regular milk. We're waiting for our goats to get bred so we can use our own goat milk.
And we don't use milk hardly at all. I can take one of those little things of almond milk and it'll last sometimes close to 2 weeks because we just don't use milk. See,
my theory, I was raised, my daddy told me this, and and I haven't been able to disprove it, although I've looked. My dad told me, he said, son, the only creature on the face of the earth that continues to drink milk after it's weaned are humans. He said the human body is not designed to drink milk once you're weaned. Milk is for the building of the body when you're a baby. And I never drank milk after that. My dad, he drank milk occasionally, but he drank milk with cornbread. And at night before he went to bed, he'd get a little glass and drink it and crumble some cornbread up in it. But other than that, milk was just never in our family anywhere.
Milk was to be used like that.
It was to be used to cook with or something.
Cook with and things like that, not just to sit and drink every day, all day. And I don't know how that ended up the way it does, but
yeah,
especially the milk you get in stores now. I wouldn't drink it all day.
No, we don't drink any milk out of the store because a guy showed me one time cow's milk out of the store under a microscope, and it looks like little glass beads. And he said when you drink that stuff, he says you're just literally ripping the arteries apart in your body drinking that stuff. And plus, he told me this guy owned an actual dairy, and he told me, he said, there's a disease in almost 95% of all dairies in the United States right now. It's called JOHNNES. I don't know how you pronounce that. I don't know if they pronounce it Johnny's or Yanni's or how you say it. But he said that right there is in every dairy in the United States. He said if they was to stop that disease, they'd have to shut down all the dairies. And that one disease contributes to more Crohn's, irritable bowel syndrome, and all this kind of stuff in people who use lots of milk and dairy products. And therefore, they say that, you know, he said I would stay away from it even though I'm a dairy person.
Yeah, Patricia said that the dairy products have been linked to current diseases like cancer and diabetes.
Yeah, that's because of that disease. You can look it up, Google it, and you'll find out what I'm telling you.
Yeah, there's so much going on with our food system till we limit what we buy. We do buy some things, but it's very, very limited. And when the storm was coming in, somebody kind of joked on the live stream. Let me explain the live stream. We were going live that night because we had nothing else to do. The internet was actually working. Somebody went to sleep.
Oh, I did, yeah.
And he didn't realize. I told him, I said, we're going live in a few minutes. He says, okay, I'll be in there in a minute. Well, I come in here and I get everything ready, and I thought he was coming.
Nope.
He never showed up. So I was left
I fell
by
asleep
myself.
in the chair.
But anyway, somebody asked in the live stream about, you know, running to the store and getting things. And we did go to town and we topped out our fuel. But it was not low, you know, by any means. It still had some in it, but he topped it out just in case. Because always fuel prices go up if something massive happens.
Right.
And somebody said, did you know, run out and get your milk and bread?
Your bread and milk. Yeah.
And I said, no, we don't buy milk and bread.
We don't buy milk and bread.
So every now and then I bought the last couple of months I bought a loaf of bread a couple of times, and then I quit because it seems to be putting more weight on me. Seems like the bread just, you can feel it.
Well, the doctors will tell you the whiter the bread, the faster you're dead.
Yeah. Well, I was getting wheat
and that's
bread.
actually a doctor that told me that.
Yeah, I was actually getting wheat bread too, but still. I don't know. I started noticing a difference, so I had to do something else. So, I just cut out the bread altogether for the most part, and Danny's not used to.
I didn't do that.
I don't know because you hit the wrong button.
Maybe I hit the right one instead of the left one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Pine and milk will go bad before we use it.
That's what Okie Rob said. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. We just don't. I mean, even cooking, most of my recipes do not call for milk. Or if they do, it's a limited amount, 1/4 of a cup or maybe even 1/2 a cup. So I'm not using it all the time.
Yeah, time to sow. My daddy, now this is what my daddy would get fresh cow milk from a elderly gentleman, a black man that lived down the road. And he would actually leave a quart of it sitting out on the counter to clabber. And that's what he would mix in with his cornbread at night because he said he's putting the probiotics back into his body, that his body needed the good bacteria back into his system. And my dad right now is, what is he, 87?
Probably.
He's
getting
87 right now, and still in probably better health than I am, other than he can't walk. I mean,
yeah, Florida Homesteader said, I never understood why you'd want to buy milk bread. Well, mainly they bought bread in our area because they would make sandwiches.
They'd get stuff
They'd
like
get bologna and ham and peanut butter and jelly and cheese and spam and all that stuff, and then they would pack all that up and they would eat sandwiches. If a storm comes through, people live on sandwiches, chips, and cookies. And milk, I'm not sure why they'd want milk.
I don't know where the milk part come in at.
Because if the refrigerator goes out, you can't keep it.
Can't keep it.
You know, but here
maybe it's for cereal for the kids. I mean, I don't know.
I guess because everybody eats cereal. I'm assuming that's why you can't go a day without cereal.
You know, talking about cereal, it's probably been 40 years since I've eaten cereal.
I'm finishing off a box now.
I'm just now thinking about that because I haven't had cereal. And
I don't do milk and cereal, but I like the Honey Nut Cheerios.
Wow.
And that's almost 6 or 8 months, I'll buy a box of Honey Nut Cheerios, and I sit and eat it for a snack.
That's almost so.
So I'm almost through with the box of Honey Nut Cheerios.
I'm getting old.
And I know they're not good for me. All these people that think I do 100%. No.
No, not this one.
I still have my junk, my candy corn, chocolate every now and then, a Coke on occasion, about once or twice a month. Not Coke. I had
Sprite.
Sprite or either a orange Sunkist.
Orange Sunkist, yeah.
And
not me.
He doesn't do all the junk stuff.
I don't do the junk stuff.
I do every now and then. Once in every 2 or 3 months, I'll run through town and get a pizza just because.
Yeah.
Because.
Florida Homesteader says cereal has recalls right now. Mm-hmm. I saw that online.
I did too.
I don't know. Guys, I guess I just don't want to eat stuff that's in the market today. There's too many horror stories out there. You know what I mean? Everything's recalled. It's got this in it. It's got that in it. It's just something's always wrong with it. And if I raise it, I'm pretty sure about what's in it.
Hey, Red Dazes. Made it in. Okie Rob says he probably hadn't had any in that long either.
It's just, I don't know.
I don't like cereal for the most part, but I do like Honey Nut Cheerios. I just think they're really pretty
Sue
good.
D said, I saw football shaped candy corn at the store. Have you seen these?
I have some.
Okay, she has it.
And y'all, I don't eat all this stuff. I've got it packed up. That was one of the things we had to go through. It was still in the box from the gathering in March, and Danny and I had to go through it this week.
Cindy says, Danny and Wanda, have you tried einkorn flour? Yes, I tried growing it here even. And there's a long story behind that one. Yeah, we don't want to go into that story, but there was a rooster involved. But
that is no more.
That is no more, yeah. But the wheat was.
It did okay.
But it did okay. It's just that
we would have to have.
You'd have to have 40-acre field to have enough bread
to make bread.
To make bread, yeah. But we just no. We have tried the einkorn flour. We have grown the einkorn flour, but we don't use it. Yes, Brenda said cereal is loaded with sugar. That's right. That's exactly right.
But I have to have sugar.
And Roundup and everything else that goes, or glyphosate, whatever you want to call it.
I have to have sugar.
Now, Florida Homesteader said the venison I have doesn't have recalls. I'll amen that.
We saw one today.
We saw one this morning. Yes, we did. Sure did.
Almost every time we've went to town in the last couple of 3 weeks, we've seen a deer crossing within, half a mile here?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. I tried to get him to run over the one last week, and he wouldn't do it. He didn't want to tear the truck up. I said, but we need deer meat. And he said, not with me driving the truck.
I said, I'm not tearing my truck up to run over this animal.
So I didn't even ask him today. I just go, look, there's a deer.
Right. No, Cindy, I could not digest it very well.
Yeah, most of the flours he has. We even got the ancient wheat. You ate a bite of that.
I ate a little bit of the ancient wheat the other day.
It was a combination of different wheats.
Ancient grains, wasn't it?
It was ancient grains flour.
Flour, yeah.
Yeah. It was. I don't even know if it had wheat. It might have, but I don't.
I don't think it had barley or something else in it.
It had a combination.
Yeah.
And he ate just a little bit of it, and I don't think he had a problem with it, but I don't think there was wheat in it.
I don't think there was any wheat. No.
Or if there was, it was a.
No, it wasn't wheat because I read the thing. I wouldn't have eaten it if it had wheat.
Yeah, I was thinking it didn't have wheat.
No, I remember seeing barley and some other things, but not wheat.
People here feed their deer bread.
Oh my gosh. That is sad.
Yeah, guys, we are doing our, what do you call, spring cleaning in the fall, because in the spring we had people coming for the gathering, and I wanted all this pressure washing done and all this stuff, and
Yeah.
we had planting and just so much going on before the spring gathering that I couldn't get this pressure washing done. Plus, we didn't own a pressure washer. We bought it since then, that one.
Yeah.
Or either did we buy it last fall? Maybe we got it last fall.
No, we bought it when I was supposed to do that other job.
Yeah, it was last fall.
Last fall.
In the spring, we didn't get time, and I've been trying since spring to get this cleaning done, and it just didn't happen. So pretty much we were sitting putting things in priority, and Danny says, okay, I want to do da 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 da, and I said, that's fine, but we need to clean the house. And he looked at me and he says, but I said, no, we need to clean the house.
We gotta clean this house up.
So he made that one of the top priorities instead of adding on to the woodshed. He did add on, he just hadn't got it finished.
Yeah, Loretta's wanting somebody to put up a link to the pecan cookies, please.
Okay, it's called a 3-ingredient pecan cookie, I think. And where in the video I used white flour, if you have brown flour, I used white sugar. Use brown sugar.
Yeah.
And it tastes more like a pecan cookie. But type in 3-ingredient pecan cookie, I think, in Deep South in the Google search, and it'll probably bring it up for you. Fall cleaning prevents mold. And there's good since since house gets closed. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, our thought was to get all the mold off of everything outside because it's been raining so much.
It's been raining for weeks.
And really, we've had in the spring the yellow pollen was on everything, and then when it kind of collects and it's wet, it turns to mold, and we just have it's just tough with all we have.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, Florida homesteader. But pretty much we've just been working and working, and we're going to continue to work, or I am. I don't know what all he's got to.
I got a lot of projects that's got to be done.
Yeah, he's got to do the woodshed.
I got the woodshed to finish. I got a cabinet system to build.
Yeah, we're going to build a new cabinet system in the dining room because we were trying to figure out where to put all of our canned goods. We're going to take the old stuff from the cellar and put in the dining room in a bigger cabinet that I can keep a lot in. And we're taking our new stuff to the cellar. That way I don't have to make trips back and forth as often. And we were trying to get at our age, and we're not old, but at our age, people say we're not old, but I'm just going to put that. Going up and down those cellar steps.
It's the miles.
Yeah, but going up down those cellar steps every week just to tote a box back up.
Yeah.
Can be dangerous. So we want to have it where we don't have to go down as often. So if we bring all the older stuff up here and put the new stuff down there, we just keep rotating every year. And Brenda did put up the pecan recipe. Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you, Brenda.
And we should be, do we have another, somebody said something about there's another storm system out there, a tropical storm system. Yeah. So we'll just have to be on the lookout.
I told you from the 15th or 14th to 15th through the 20th.
We're going to have.
They're predicting another one to come up in here.
See, I want to do stuff for my birthday and it wants to rain.
Well, I can't help you. Was born the wrong time of the year.
I was born during hurricane season.
You was born right in the middle of hurricane season. You was conceived during the middle of Christmas season.
I can't help that. I'm going to have to find something to do inside, huh?
We'll wait on the weather and see. Maybe we have a hurricane party.
We just might.
We just might.
We've got company coming tomorrow,
Yep.
and then in the fall we've got company coming several. We're going to be doing sugar cane since the
If the
storm
don't blow
didn't
it
get
down,
it, and another storm doesn't get it. It's looking awesome.
it looks fantastic. It's one of the best years we've had in a long time.
Yeah, last year was beautiful, but it's looking really good this year too.
Yeah.
How tall is it, would you say?
Right now it's probably 10 feet tall.
And the stalk part is probably 5?
No, it's probably 6.
5 to 6,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's probably 6 feet, and we still got another
full
month, I believe, unless something weird in the weather happens and it turns colder than I expect.
Yeah, because we're hoping the end of October, 1st of November. Last year it was around Thanksgiving. We made it all the way to Thanksgiving before we had to process the cane. The year before we did it in October.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't because it was a cold snap. It was just because we didn't know exactly.
We just wanted to do it.
We just wanted to do it. I mean, he just had his cane meal together and he just wanted to do it. He was anxious to do it. We did it early. So we always plan anywhere from October through November, just watching the weather.
Denny says, what's the best time of year to visit your area? Probably
fall.
Late fall.
Or early spring.
No, not early spring, late fall.
Late fall?
Yeah.
That's usually the best time.
Yeah.
During the summer, it's too hot to get outside. People that visit, we go outside, walk around a few minutes, and come back and you're drenched
with sweat.
It's just hard to walk around when it's so hot. And to really see Deep South like you want to see it, it takes.
Now you could come in the spring.
Yeah, but it takes 2 or 3 hours to walk around.
Yeah, the springtime, everything will be planted and everything will be up and growing.
Yeah.
In the fall, everything's pretty much laid by. We have the greenhouse going. We have a few, the sugar cane. We have a few other things going on, but we have more time in the late fall to visit than we actually do any other time of the year.
Yeah. And in the spring, we're doing the spring gathering again, which is March the 9th. It is not a conference. It's simply for people that are our subscribers and our friends and other YouTube channels to show up and have a place just to sit down and have a good get together. And we're really not going to try to prepare a bunch of speeches and stuff. We tried that last year. That just didn't go over real well. People would rather visit than sit and listen to something. Yeah. So we probably have, Danny will probably have a little bit to say, of course. And other than that, I'm not sure what else we will do. We haven't gotten into that yet because it's kind of down the road, and probably last minute we'll decide what we're going to do, right?
Yeah.
But we are thinking of having it catered this time, so that the food will be something that is homestead related, and it's not necessarily going to be a lot of junk food. So we will have to charge a little bit this time in order to pay for the building and the food, but that way people don't have to bring food. They just show up.
Yep.
Let's see.
Everybody's talking about how hot it is. The heat index today is 100. Even though the temperature was like 88, I think, the heat index was already up to 100 because of the relative humidity. The humidity is just so high.
Yeah.
The humidity was 90. What I tell you yesterday, it was 96% yesterday.
Yeah.
We actually bought a dehumidifier to go in our cellar, and we ran it for a couple of hours.
No, right at 5 hours.
About 5 hours. And I don't know how long it had been full when we got down there, but it was 8.5 pints of water was already in it in 5 hours.
Yeah, that was unreal. And it only brought the humidity level down
to 69.
Well, it started out at 79, and it showed when we went in there 62.
Yeah.
But that's not a very big drop in humidity, or it doesn't seem like it to us. So we're going to try it again. We haven't went out there today and run it anymore, but we're going to see if that will help with the moisture in the cellar.
Oh, Brenda just saw it. She makes me sad.
Going to be in the 50s tonight.
Yeah, 72 is a high. It's going to be in the 50s tonight. Oh, how I just wish.
It's getting here. We're going to have 50s before
I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder if this solar minimum thing's actually working.
Yeah, the humidity is what really has been getting us. Is really that. Yeah, Lone Star said it's bad where he's at in North Texas. He can't imagine Houston.
Oh, it's
Yeah, we're probably
we're way below Houston.
We're below Houston somewhat. So
yeah, geographically speaking, yeah, we're
yeah.
way below.
Hi from Denmark, Helen.
The cellar won't get ruined. It's just that we're starting to see some moisture problems on the lids of our jars. Now, if you had a root cellar that had nothing but root crops in it,
Yeah.
you would want that humidity in there. But we don't want it because we don't store a lot of root crops in ours other than a few Irish potatoes and a few sweet potatoes.
But our jars have not had any problems until this year.
Yeah.
Because usually the summertime is really hot and dry. But this summer has been very humid and moisture everywhere.
I think this has been one of the most humid summers I think I've lived. Yeah.
So we decided to invest in a dehumidifier and just go for it and see. He used to have one down there.
Yeah.
And we really thought we needed it.
Mark, what we're planning on doing is just setting our dehumidifier up on the cabinet and sticking the hose over in the sink, and we're thinking about just letting it run constantly.
Yeah, it does have that hose, and we just had it on the floor, but he decided to put it up on the sink.
Yeah, we're gonna put it up on the sink from here on. Yeah.
Hi, Gypsy woman. Oh, so we've got to go see to Hank. Hank weathered the storm really good.
He did.
He's beginning to do pretty good. I hadn't had a Hank video up. I'm sorry.
We're in a training. Y'all have to excuse us with Hank for a while because we're in a training mode with Hank.
Yeah.
Hank is trying to pick up some bad habits, and as a result, we have to use this little device right here, and in order to keep Hank in control.
And he did really good with it.
Very well. He's done very well with it.
And the one bad habit he had of yelping all the time and getting on the fence and pushing it out.
Yeah.
We broke that habit like in an hour.
Yeah, that habit didn't even last an hour.
He decided it wasn't worth touching the fence and trying to push it out anymore. So we're hoping that's going to work.
Yeah.
He seems more obedient. He seems more like he wants to walk when I want to walk instead of trying to drag me around. And I've not even used that to make him walk.
Right.
I've just, when I have him on a leash, he's been trying to drag me around. But after that, just one time. The other day, he's just mainly, when I put him on a leash, he just walks. He's just, he'll look at me and he'll just walk. And I'm like, okay, he's figuring it out.
Yeah.
So... And I know some people's going to say we're being mean, but you have to discipline children and animals, or you have unruly.
All animals have to be disciplined at some point.
You have unruly children, or you have unruly animals. So
yeah, Ruby, y'all be safe out there in Southwest Texas.
Is Ruben? Is that a?
He said he's a funnel cloud forming over Highway 55 out there. So he said, let me get off of here and see what happens.
Yeah, be safe.
Be safe.
Okay, so we need to probably get out and.
Yeah, we still got Hank will get better with age, but as a puppy, he's in his form. He's like a child. When they're in their young years, you've got to do all your disciplining before their age of 5 in order to go ahead and get a foundation set for them. And dogs are no different. I've trained animals most of my life. No matter whether it's a cow or a goat or a dog or whatever it is, you've got to get that embedded in them before they reach a certain age. I always say before the age of 1.
And they're saying not to use it too much to break him. Yes, that's one thing.
Yeah.
We don't want it used on him except for the bad behavior.
Yeah, it's just for bad behavior.
And that's mainly pushing out on the fence and yelping.
Rearing up.
Because the bigger he gets, the more he's going to mess his fence up.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, Hank will be a happier dog in the end because he'll be a well-trained dog in the
Yeah.
end.
Because he gets on my nerves when I try to make him do something and he doesn't want to do it. So he's got to be brought under submission to that point.
Yeah.
So I was having issues getting him back in the pen, but today he went in the pen on his own. He did.
Done fine. It's like we had neighbors over earlier today, and when they went to walk off, Hank took off up the road after them, and all I had to do was hit the button one time, and son, he come flying back up here to the porch and stood beside me.
Yeah, he didn't chase them, didn't try to follow
He didn't chase them. He didn't try to follow them. Nothing. He knew when he felt what he felt, he knew that he needed to be in a different location. He came back and he always comes to my left side. It's mandatory that he stays on my left side.
And I've noticed he's staying on my left side when I was walking. He wasn't even on a leash. And he and I were walking around this morning, and every time I looked down, he was on my left side again.
Yeah.
He's staying there. He's not running off. He'll run and play, but he comes back to the left side.
Yeah. Listen, there's a time to run and play. I mean, there's a time.
When we're walking, that's it.
That's it. Yeah. When we take him out every so often to throw the thing for him to retrieve it and stuff like that, that's his time to play.
Yeah. And so we take him out and play, and we've got some flack for people saying he's in a cage and he doesn't get no time, and they don't live with us. They don't know. People just pop up and see. Like I had a picture of me talking to him through the cage. It was a photo shoot. You know, I didn't get him out that day. He was out during the day, but not when I was taking the picture.
Yeah.
And somebody made the comment that he's poor baby in a cage. You never let him out. And I'm like,
no, he gets out.
He's out almost all day.
Almost all day. He gets to go with the other animals. He goes in with the chickens and the goats and the cows, and yeah, he's in with everything. He's blending with everything. He even got in with the pigs the other day and wished he hadn't.
The pigs sent him running.
The pigs run him out of the pen, basically. Yeah.
Claudia asked, would you say a prayer before closing?
I can. Yeah.
All right, guys. Dogs have to learn to be obedient for their safety. Yeah, because I kept telling him not to go in the pig pen, and he didn't listen, and he went in there, and I didn't see what happened until after he was running. I heard him yelp, and I turned around, and he was running as fast as he could down the fence trying to find where he went in, and the pig was right on his butt trying to get him. And I was laughing so hard, I said, you won't go back in there, will you?
Because my pigs will eat him. If he gets in the pens with my pigs will eat him. And I think he figured that out pretty quick.
Yeah. So we do have, there was a shooting in, was it Chicago? I think Chicago, in a bank. We had a friend of ours that had a son there, but he was okay. He didn't, it wasn't him that got shot, but it was touch and go with people in and out and making sure everybody's safe.
They got the shooter, though, I think they said.
Yeah. And so we want to remember them. We want to remember the people in Texas, the people in Missouri, and all the places these rain is going.
Where the storm's headed.
Yeah. And this major storm that's over on the East Coast.
That one's going to
pray that it turns and it doesn't.
Better pray that cold front gets down faster than what it's headed.
Yeah.
Steer that thing back out in the Atlantic.
And for all the people that just need prayers.
Yeah. It was in Cincinnati, Ohio, the orphan lady said.
Yeah. Ohio? What did I say? I said.
You said Chicago.
Chicago, yeah. Okay. I knew it was.
Once you get away from the deep south, everything's the same.
Everything's just north.
It's the same.
Yeah. Cincinnati, Chicago, they sound alike.
Oh, whatever.
They're probably close, like several hundred miles apart.
They're a lot further than that.
Several hundred miles apart.
Oh, okay, guys. We've got to get out of here and go get back busy. We got things that's got to be done today. And we just thought we'd jump on for a few minutes today and just enjoy the fellowship with you guys. See how y'all are doing. You can see how we're doing. And that's what the homestead life is all about.
Yeah. And the Lori family, they are permanent neighbors.
They're permanent neighbors now.
Their house is finally closed.
Closed. Yep.
So we have our neighbors full time. Going to be a lot going on with them this year. And what else we got going on? We're not getting no more animals right now.
No,
you want chickens.
Well, I want to get some meat chickens.
Yeah,
I do want to get some meat chickens because I feel like that's just something we should do so we can have them ready by fall, late fall to butcher.
See, Jan took up for me. She said they do sound alike. They both start with a C.
Yeah, well, if you say so.
See, they have to take up for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right. They asked me to pray. I believe we'll do that. And let's just go ahead before we can get off of here. Father, we thank you for the blessed day that you've given us here, even though it's extremely hot and humid here today, Lord. There are those that are enjoying a nice, cool day out there, Father, and I want to praise you for that, for giving them that. It was cool here this morning, but that's just the South, Father. Lord, we want to thank you that you've been as good to everybody as you have on the chat here. And Father, there are those that up where Brenda and them live at that's just getting flooded, Lord, or it's just torrential downpours. And then you got the ones out in Texas, Lord, that's having the severe weather out there, the tornadoes and the funnel clouds and stuff going on. And Lord, this tropical system that came up in here on us is still wreaking havoc on a lot of the country with just massive flooding. We pray for the people in those areas. And Father, there's even people on this chat today that's had no rain. And Father, they could use some. So give them what they need and no more, Father. And we have those that's on the East Coast right now that I'm a little bit concerned about because of this Hurricane Florence out there, Father. We don't know what it's going to do. Only you know what's going to happen. And we pray that this thing will turn and go back out into the Atlantic like they said that it would in the beginning, and that there would be no damage to human life or land or loss or anything like that, Father. And then, Lord, in a couple of weeks, the one they have predicted to come into the Gulf, I pray that you just for some unknown reason just dissipate these storms off out there in the Atlantic so that they're not a threat to anybody, not even the islands or nobody, Father. Let them bypass everything and just fizzle out. And let us all be able to have an enjoyable late summer, early fall, and Father, just be able to enjoy the life that you've given us here now. Thank you for loving each and every one of us. And we ask these things in thy name. Amen. Okay.
All right, Country Homestead Preacher, I'm going to check my email. And the rest of you guys, we will see you
We'll see y'all
tomorrow night. If it's
it's tomorrow. Well, it'll probably rain. No, it's not supposed to rain tomorrow night.
It will. At 7 o'clock tomorrow night, it's going to rain. I'm just telling you.
Nope. Don't speak it.
Every Saturday night it rains. So guys, we'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7 if nothing happens.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye-bye, guys.